Hi everybody, welcome back. This is lesson 8.2, function rules, and we're going to dive right into some key terms that we have to get down. First one is a sequence. A sequence is simply a list of numbers in a specific order. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a sequence. A term, each number in the list. So that's is a term, 2 is a term, 3 is a term. It's just the individual numbers in that sequence. Arithmetic sequence is found by adding the same number to the previous term. For example, this here is an arithmetic sequence. How do I know that? Well, we add the same number to each term. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and we would keep going with plus 1, plus 1, plus 1 to find the terms. Adding, arithmetic. Geometric, a little bit different. Geometric is found by multiplying the previous term by the same number. This is not a geometric sequence, because in this, 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. So we're not multiplying, but a geometric sequence could be, I'll do it right up here, 2 times 2 to get 4 times 2 to get 8 times 2 to get 16. That's a geometric sequence. Notice with each term, we're multiplying by 2, and we'll continue on. We're going to talk about both of these today. We're really going to hone in on the arithmetic sequence, though, which is just adding the same number to each term. Okay, here I have arithmetic sequence. First, what we have to do is check, is it an arithmetic sequence? And then we have to find the next three terms. So let's look. 7, 14, 21, 28. Well, how do I get from 7 to 14? I add 7. Now, in order for this to be an arithmetic sequence, adding 7 to each of the terms will work. Let's see. 14 plus 7, is that 21? It is. We're good to go. 21 plus 7, is that 28? It is. So we're good to go. So arithmetic sequence, yes it is. And the rule is plus 7. Find the next three terms. Well, we just continue on with that arithmetic sequence. Plus 7. 28 plus 7 is 35. Plus 7 goes to 42. And plus 7 goes to 49. So our next three terms are 35, 42, and 49. Perfect. Let's look a little bit about geometric sequences now. And whenever I see a sequence, I always first check, hey, is this an arithmetic sequence? So I look, 2 to 4. To check to see if it's arithmetic, figure out what the rule is. Add 2 plus 2. Okay. How do I get from 4 to 8? Well, if it's arithmetic, we would just add 2, right? But is 4 plus 2 8? Nope, 4 plus 2 is 6. So we know right away, arithmetic sequence? No, it is not. Let's check to see, is it a geometric sequence? And if it is, we got to figure out what our rule is. Remember, geometric is where we multiply. So, what do we multiply 2 to get to 4? Times 2. Okay. If it's geometric sequence, this has to work. Times 2 is 4, times 2, 8. It is. What about 8 to 16? 8 to 16 times 2. Yes, it is. Geometric sequence, yes, it is. And my rule is times 2. Okay, so in order to find the next three terms, we just continue multiplying each term by 2. times 2. 16 times 2. Some of you could probably do this in your head. I will like to write it out. That way I get rid of all those simple mistakes that I could make. 2 times 6 is 12. 2, we're going to carry that 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So it's 32. There's our first term. We're going to multiply it times 2 again. So 32 times 2. This time 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6, and that is 64. Excellent. One more term to go. Multiply times 2. 64 times 2. And 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 6 is 12. And we are at 128. So our next three terms are 32, 64, and 128. Perfect. Now, next what we have to do is figure out our rule. Let me just erase this. Excellent. Okay. 3 columns. I have position, rule, and the value of the term. Oftentimes you're going to see me label position with X. So we have to figure out what the rule is. Notice that down here is an X. That's what we're going to have to solve for. And down here, my last value of the term is empty. We're also going to have to figure out what that is. So first thing I need to do is look at my rule. We don't know what it is. But let's look. How do we get from 1 to 3? Okay. And how do I get from 2 to 6, 3 to 9, 4 to 12? Some of you could probably look at it and pick it up right away. But here, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. So it's plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. If we continue on with that sequence, it's going to be plus 3 or 15. Right? And here it's just going up 1. Plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. And that's probably plus 1 or 5. Excellent. So what is my rule? How do I get from 1 to 3 and 2 to 6? Well, because we're going a position of 1 to 3, I'm thinking the rule is probably going to be times 3. So it'll be times 3. 1 times 3, is that 3? Yes, it is. What about 2 times 3? Is that 6? Yes. What about 3 times 3? Is that 9? We're good to go. What about 4 times 3? Is that 12? Yes, it is. Now, let's see. If 5 times 3 is 15, we're good to go. Excellent. So my rule is times 3. Whatever the position is, times 3 is going to give you the value of the term. Here I have another chart. Use words and symbols to describe the value of each term as a function of its position. Then find the value of the 8th term. So what we're going to have to do is figure out, based on the position, what is the value going to be. So we're looking for a rule. And let's look down here. If our position's 3, the value's 7. Position 4, value 8, and so on. So the value goes 7 to 8. So it's definitely going to be plus 1, 8 to 9, plus 1. And look at our position, 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. And then we need to know what that is. Plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. Okay, so now we look. How do I get from 3 to 7? We could do a guess and check. From 3 to 7, we add, anything we can multiply to get to that? No. So we add plus 4. Does that work? 4 plus 4? 5 plus 4? 6 plus 4? It does. 6 plus 4 is 10. So use words and symbols to describe the value of each term as a function of its position. So our value is going to be add, right with this one. Our value is going to be add 4 to the position. Okay? Our position is here. What we have to do is just add 4 to get to the next one. In this case, it says, what is the value of the 8th term? So what if my position was 8? Okay. We have n plus 4. In this case, n is 8 plus 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. Boom. And there's our answer. Let's look at another one. This one is a little bit tricky. Nothing we can't handle though. The table below shows the amount it costs to rock climb in an indoor rock climbing facility based on the number of hours. What is the rule to find the amount charged to rock climb for X hours? So, I have time and I have the amount of money. Let's look. First thing I do is I look over here at the amount of money. I notice that's plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, and keep going on and on and on and on and on. $13 is what it costs for 1 hour. I want to look. I go from 13 to 21. How do I get there? 13 plus 8 is 21. Ooh, plus 8. Okay, I'm noticing the arithmetic.